Hi everyone, let's take a look at how to use a role to share your REB applications with your study team in EthOS. Roles are pre-configured permission combinations to ensure that access works as intended throughout the project's lifecycle. As of mid-August 2025, roles are the only way to give access to others. The previous Share button is no longer available or recommended. Whoever creates the application is considered the form owner and project owner. This is essentially the first and highest role, and until this person gives a role to others, no one else on the study team can access the project. Once you assign a role, however, that person can access the main REB application and all existing and future versions or subforms for the project according to that role's permissions. There are 3 different roles you can choose from. Principal Investigator. After the form owner, this is the highest level of permission and must be assigned to the named PI on the project unless you're the PI creating the application. This role gives full edit access but also the ability to sign and submit an application. Co-Investigator. This role mirrors the PI role, with the exception of being able to sign and submit. It's optional, but necessary for any co-I who needs to write or edit anything in the REB application. Those assigned the PI or the co-I role are also copied on any of the EthOS emails and notifications, such as submission confirmations or automated reminders. They can also grant roles to others. For all other study team members or collaborators, there's a generic read-only role. Basic read-only access to everything in the project file, including the ability to share read-only access with others. There are a few important things to keep in mind when you're working with roles. First, you can only assign roles to an EthOS user with an active account. Accounts are activated by logging in once or requesting external account activation if you're not with U of G or U of GH. Secondly, there are sections in various REB forms, most notably the main REB application form, where you list the names of the study team members and collaborators. However, specifying the list of study team members and granting access are always 2 different and distinct activities. Not everyone on the study team will need to access the application, and in some cases, not everyone with application access is part of the study team. For example, if you've given a colleague read-only access for knowledge sharing purposes. The best practice is to assign your roles early while you are creating your main REB application. Once you've listed all your study team members or collaborators, ask yourself who will also need to access the application to either edit, sign, or read it. This doesn't have to be perfect right away, however, because you can assign or change roles at any time in a project's lifecycle. But the most important roles to assign early are the PI role, if that's not you, which must be assigned, and also any co-investigators who might need to edit or contribute to the content of the application. You can assign a role in any of the forms anytime you see the Roles button. Click on the Roles button to open the Share Roles pop-up window. You can use this pop-up window to assign roles to as many people as you need to. The first step is to look up their email address. Just begin by typing their name. Ask them to activate their account if you don't see a search result. Then, choose one of the 3 available roles from the drop-down list. To add another name, click on the green plus button and repeat the process. Once you have everyone entered, hit the green Share Role button, and EthOS will confirm that the role was given successfully. Everyone will receive an email to let them know, and that project will now be in their work areas project list as well as their shared tile. Once you've assigned a role, you can review this from a few different places. First, the Roles button. Since this is where you assign and/or remove roles, it will always display who currently has what role. However, if you want to see what exactly each person can do, use the Collaborators button or the Collaborators tab from any of the project's forms. You cannot assign or manage roles from here, but you can see the exact permission details for each person. These, of course, correspond to the roles, it's just that the name of the role is not included in this view. As your study progresses, new study team members may join and/or others may leave. The study team list should always be kept current with the REB by submitting an amendment if and when this happens. But those changes in the study team may also mean that you need to review or reassign roles. Here's how you do this. First, open the project. From any of the project forms, click on the Roles button and review the list. To add someone new, enter their name and choose the appropriate role. To remove access, find the person's name and click on the Remove Permissions button to remove the role. To give someone a different role, first remove the first role and then add them again with the correct role. One final note. For legacy applications created in Microsoft Word, these are manually migrated to EthOS once approved to the Principal Investigator's account. This means that even if you were the person who originally submitted the MS Word application, you won't be able to see the migrated form until the PI gives you the appropriate role. If you don't see a legacy application in your project list that you would expect to see, contact the PI and ask them to assign you the appropriate role. If you need to work with the legacy application in the future, for example, to submit a renewal or amendment, you'll need the co-investigator edit role. Remember, you can find all EthOS support resources from the EthOS Help menu or the EthOS Hub. If you have any questions, reach out to ramessupport@uoguelph.ca at any time. Thanks for watching and have a great day.